Hey guys, Infidel1258 here. In this clip from a recent members only live event, I'm going to be discussing with Jim Morgan how he recently liquidated his Splinterlands card assets, how long it took, what sort of haircut he took, how easy it was or problematic for that matter. And I think it's going to be valuable information for everybody to hear because we all have Splinterlands assets, so that's probably why you're watching the channel. And one day you're going to reach a place where you're actually going to want to sell some of it. And so what does that even look like and how complicated is it? Because this might be also a barrier for somebody who hasn't yet invested but wants to. And so let's talk about it today. Before we get into it though, I want to give a shout out to SplinterCoach. SplinterCoach is sponsor of the channel and they are a website that will track your personalized battle history within Splinterlands in a way that will allow you to have enjoyment while you explore your personal record, how you're winning and losing, what rule sets and mana caps work for you and which don't, and simultaneously learn from those both successes and failures in a way that might help you gain more reward for your time and attention. So I like SplinterCoach and you can try it for free for 7 days. Check out the website, splintercoach.com. And thank you guys for the sponsor. Shout out to Jimbo. Love you, buddy. Now let's get into it. So tell me, what do you got left, Jim, on the resources that you're listing? You got your gold foil Rooney and gold foil Lux, and that's it, or what?
Oh man. Kind of. There's a couple little stragglers as well, but overall that's, the majority of the money right there.
So we got about 15 minutes left. Tell me a bit about that process, because I was like, how difficult has it been to actually effectively liquidate an account? Because that's essentially what you're doing. Not that you're not putting into fiat, but you are liquidating a wide range of resources to put it into SPS.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how difficult that's been.
Yeah, so it was honestly pretty easy, and I actually did have to turn a bunch of it into fiat. But I'm planning on putting it back in. My brother picked up a new car the other day, and which is partially why he's coming over. I loaned him a little bit of money, like 3.5, so that way he didn't have to pay absurd interest rates on this loan that he was trying to get for the car. So it was dumb. When he showed me, he's like, "Oh yeah, the best one is 32% APR for 3 years." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what did you just say to me? You're considering that?" He's like, "Yeah, it's the best one." I'm like, F that. Yeah. And he showed me some other ones that were just way more dumb. It was like 70% for 4 years. I'm like, dude, look at this. You're spending a ridiculous amount over the course of that 4 years. There's no way I'm letting you do this.
Did you say 70? 70%?
70, yes.
Whoa.
70 APR. I'm like, that is dumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like, all right, give me a week. I got him the money for it, and then like, we can figure it out later.
So then help me understand what that process has looked like to actually move from one to fiat, but then also even just to move into a position where you can add to your SPS or whatever. Like, how you've listed, did you go through and list things individually? Is there some service I don't know about? Like, how do you even do that?
So for all the cards, I just used Peak Monsters and set up the, I took, what was it? The percentage per BCX when you go to sell. So relative to other low buy prices. And I just dropped the percentage a little bit.
Okay.
And then from there, I turned all of the coins into Hive, and then I turned the coins into Swap Litecoin. Put Litecoin into Coinbase, and I took the money out.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And how fast did, with you pricing, and essentially you found the bottom and you priced below bottom, how quickly did the majority of the things move?
It sold pretty quickly. So, yeah, sorry about that.
Good.
What happened, I heard this loud bang. It seemed like a door opened, so I had to go check. And then, but I live in an apartment with like three other tenants here. And so, yeah, I just had to know what was going on.
Of course, yeah.
And so anywho, yeah, just moved the money into Litecoin, and yeah, overall it was relatively easy. A lot of the stuff sold quickly,
Mm.
and now I have, how many cards do I even have left? Let me check actually. 17, not including Rooney.
17 cards left, not including Rooney. So you really have liquidated almost everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So if we take off the 4.5K from Lux,
Mm-hmm.
I have $70 remaining.
Mm-hmm. And you
So,
do you have concerns about them not maybe listing, not selling for those prices? Or are you still competitively priced on those?
oh, I haven't even sold them. I was like, yeah, I'm not really worried about the $70 at this point.
Gotcha.
So,
I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like so trivial. Like you kind of who cares, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
for
exactly.
intents and purposes, you've evacuated. Like you've listed what you wanted to list. You put it,
Mhm.
and now is the next. But are you listing Rooney and are you listing Lux?
I have Lux listed. I was thinking about just renting her out and, just posting online that I'm selling her.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not going to be posting the Rooney on OpenSea either. Just because, again, I don't want to deal with those listing fees. Because if I just set it up monthly and it doesn't sell, then it doesn't sell, then it doesn't sell, I'm just losing money.
Yeah.
So I'd rather, again, just utilize the Discord to get it.
So what can we rent Rooney yet? No, we can't, can we?
No.
I think they do want to make a way where that's possible, if I recall correctly.
That would be great.
So what is the Goldfoil Lux like pouring in daily at this point? You know?
I want to say about like 800 DEC.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll say about that.
It seems pretty reasonable. Like a good amount of regular, reliable, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see a couple up there for 1,000. I saw one dude yesterday that had it up there for 800. So I'm pretty sure, I could consistently get 800 daily.
Hmm.
Which isn't terrible.
So, and then quietly in the background, if somebody was to come along and say, "Hey, I'll pay you X, Y, and Z for the final purchase price of that thing," you guys could probably work something out. You think?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't mind taking assets either.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be a little bit more in asset form because, again, if I'm selling it, then I'm already losing out 5% through the markets.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Have you had any nibbles or like inquiries or whatever?
There actually was someone from the guild who seemed interested.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a little bit since I've talked to him.
Yeah.
Well, not from my guild, but TNA in general.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Interesting. So, I mean, that all told, that we had those conversations. You were going to make those moves like what, 2 weeks ago? Is it
something like that.
like within 2 weeks? You had what 10? Did you have about 10 thou? Like, what, roughly speaking, what was the account worth? Do you think? Apart from, do you mind me asking? Like, what was that? Because I want to understand like how much can one move in and out quickly?
All right. Say that part again. You were wondering how much.
How much was your account? The assets that you ended up liquidating. What was the sort of price point on those assets? Because I want to understand how much money can be moved out quickly in a game like Splinterlands.
Yeah, it was about, I'd say, like 3K from all the cards, and then also a couple packs that I got rid of as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's about that point.
I mean, that's pretty, like, you're talking about moving, thousands of dollars, for some people, life-changing money out of a game pretty much like on a whim. I'm going to say like it could, like, I mean, that's fast. You're talking like a week or two. It takes longer for my bank to send money to another bank, than that. And so, I mean, that's encouraging. Like, even though I'm not planning on leaving, I'm not recommending people do, but I'd say it's good for people to hear stories like this because it reaffirms like people probably wonder, hey, like, what if, actually I know people do. I hear people ask questions like, how would I get it out if I wanted to? is it liquid? I have a friend who wants to buy several $1,000s worth of assets in Splinterlands, and he's like, what does it look like to leave? Well, these are the answers.
So Poppy just says, burn it all, collect the DEC, and then burn it all and get a track.
Easy ABC, eh, Bob? For sure. Just burn one, burn the other, retire rich, because you'll get the title and everything.
Retire rich. Yeah.
Burn one, burn the other. Love it. Okay, guys, about 7 more minutes or so. Gonna go grab the kids at 2 there. So I don't know if you got any last minute comments or questions, but if not, possibly we'll wrap a little bit early because I could use a water break. I could use a little break before I grab the kids. Maybe while we are taking a moment, well, I'd say, Jim, like, do you want to shout out anything? But are you doing hobbies and happiness stuff right now, or what's up with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just we're getting ready to drop a new how to play game, or how to play guide for a game called Varia, which is a card game, and it's pretty cool. It's very different than a lot of other card games out there. And so we were playing a game last night, and then learning about a bunch of the other cards in the game. And so we're preparing all of that stuff, just getting used to it.
Cool.
But we also are going to be hosting a game day, a community game day. And it's going to just be, it's free entry. People show up. They can play whatever games that they want, or things that they bring. We will also have a pretty big library as well. And then you can also meet new people there who are interested in not just the game you're playing, but other games as well.
Cool. Are you... tell me more about that. Like, how are you? It's like a in-person meet and greet and hang out. And
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. So a bunch of the people from our community, because I used to work at a game store, and we kind of not really fallen out, right? Because it's more of, we just haven't had a place to play, but we've all been, in somewhat connection with everyone.
That's awesome.
And so we sent out the flyer. I highly doubt anyone's in this area.
If you are in the Chicago area, they can come, though? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. If you guys are in Chicagoland area or want to travel for a game day,
that's awesome.
That would be pretty crazy.
Me and my boys are getting together. Like my local in real life friends are meeting on June 2nd to have like a nerd night. We do once a month nerd nights where we just stay up all night long. We eat too much pizza and we play Lord of the Rings living card game. And so we talked about this offline before, Jim, but if you come out this way at some point in the future, or let's put it this way, when you come out this way, we'll have to plan a nerd night so you can come meet the boys. And Mike and my other buddy Jeff, who didn't come, you would meet. But yeah, same with people in the chat here who are listening. If you guys come to Vancouver, BC, let's go for coffee, or let's do something, because this game, Splinter Fest, was something special. So sincerely, guys, if anyone listening is coming to Vancouver, BC for the summer at some point, if we can make it happen, let's do it.